All right, we are here in Mount Vernon, Iowa with Flash in a Pan. These guys are a band that has great draw, awesome shows, already do really cool things, but we thought it would be a nice way to just kind of showcase the workings of a traditional bluegrass band. So I'm going to be working with them today on a song that they're going to start out, and we're just going to see where it's at. And then we're going to hone some harmonies and talk about the different roles of the instrument in Bluegrass Ensemble. So whenever you guys are ready.
All right.
Great song, great vocals. The harmonies are already parallel, and they're in a range that works like that high and lonesome type thing. So if I'm going to peel everything back from the ground up, the first thing I'm interested in is the bass and the mando, because what I've got here is that like going down the railroad. So one thing that you can do is instead of letting the chord ring, you can just chop like no. So no sound, no sonic value almost whatsoever. You guys are like, you're the bass drum and you're the snare. So kick it off again and just give me, can you give me like a chop that has less chordal value?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more
So
percussive.
just the percussive
sound.
because
Okay.
what I want to hear out of the gate is a driving tempo. So everybody starts, and I know I've been the person in the bluegrass band when I played with Jeff Scroggins in Colorado. It's like, they're like, can you be ready on the first note? Because I'd be on stage quite a bit like, what's my level, and like, where are these guys? And then I'd let them start, and then I'd like saunter in. But the best value and what everybody wants to hear at a festival is just like, you're just coming out of the gate. Like, one of the coolest things that somebody ever said to that band was like, man, you guys start and it feels like I just got hit in the arm. You know, it's like you want to come in and just kill it. So if there's a little bit of a lead in, then whenever you come in, it's with a and you've got that percussive, basically all this music is dance music. This is dance. Everybody wants to dance. You make lots of money if you can make people dance and talk at the same time, which you already do, which is why your shows are always packed. But you want to come out of the gate, right? Especially with something like this. So try the beginning one more time, because I'm the weird, it's an animal language, and you're going to tell me that you're stronger than I thought you were. And then I'm going to be like, look, these guys, right away. So you want to have that effect coming into it. So, and then the vocals, you're taking the vocals, and they sound great. And it's nice and high, and it's in that range, which is pretty traditional high lonesome sound. So that sounds good. You're high in it, but it's working and it's in tune, and that's good. So once we get in the groove, right, you're going to play pretty aggressive, which is good. And then we just want to think about in that break-taking section, we've got to keep that thing going. So when he takes a break, the chop could go to the fiddle, and I could join in on that, but it's got to come from somewhere. I'm not a huge lover of the banjo chop. To me, the banjo is like the rolling, like the deer-nigga. Somebody's got to do that in the mix, and if the fiddle does it, then the banjo can chop. But really, the dry chop feeds the bass more than anything else, and it's kind of got to be in there. So when he takes a break, maybe
I consider it.
Yeah, that's what you want to. You want to know not just what came in, but what went away. Like that's where I, in my bluegrass kind of evolution, realized oh, there's two things. It's not just what I add, but what goes away. If I'm taking a break, the chop went away, Mando's got a chop. If Mando comes in and takes a break, the fiddle's got a chop. Because you can never lose. I mean, it's like techno music, right? It's like, this is old techno music. So try it from the beginning one more time and come out of the gate like your life depends on it. That is going to give more impact to that moment of getting hit in the arm, like, because I think the banjo's coming in. So what I'd like to try is just, for creative arrangement's sake, this has a killer chorus, everybody knows it. When you come in with the chorus and the harmonies are good, you might try like just an a cappella, get down boys, go back home, and treat her right, never home, how mountain girls can love, but
Now, should I? So,
you could.
And in the beginning, like when we first kick off the song, should I do a bass pickup on that? Dun, 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 dun. Or should I come in on the downbeat?
You gotta establish, like the whole thing in bluegrass, like you're building a pyramid, and you've got the cool sparkly stuff up here, but the foundation has to be there first, and then the whole art is like moving away from that, but then reminding the audience that it's still there. So what I like to do, a lot of times I don't involve the fiddle until there's like because if I come in and there's a lyrical element, the tempo is going to waver, like I promise you, and it's all that relies on like absolute steady tempo. So when you come in on the 1 and 5 and assert that you're like the biggest, baddest beat keeper of all time, and then once you've done that, you start walking the bass. It's like the thing is supposed to blossom like a flower. It's like you start out like tight, and then you just get more and more floral with it, so that when you come in the last time and you reestablish the brute force of the beat, then the audience is like, oh my gosh, you kind of come back to it. So the psychology is keep it close to the melody, keep it close to the beat, pull out in the breaks, and you can go really far out, like Jamgrass goes really far out there, and part of the thrill for the audience is that we come back and you're like playing peekaboo with your toddler. Yeah. It's like, boom, and we're still here, we don't stop. So there's that tension in Jamgrass, which you guys kind of like sometimes take forays into, and Jamgrass is a great way to make money, let's not fool ourselves. So it's like, it's all been done before. You want to know what the rules are and then start breaking the rules, but you already knew what the rules were before you broke them. So establish it. So let's, like, just for creative arrangement's sake, so let's try to do instead of banjo intro kind of which is kind of like lyrical, like, it's kind of soft and watery in it. Let's do a vocal chorus, a cappella,
Okay.
just for kicks.
Okay.
See what happens, and then I guess if you've got the chorus, you're gonna come in. Then you're gonna come in on
the
the
break on the verse after.
Yeah, and then you can do a banjo break. But you're gonna come in a little sooner because I think how mountain girls can love. Then you come in and surprise attack. That would make me happy because I'd be like, ooh, I love that song. Ooh, but they're doing it differently than I heard it before. And then you're like, no, we're not. So it's that constant game of like expectation.
So acapella, chorus.
Chorus intro, and kind of whatever tempo like works for
Yeah.
the swelling of
Who's
the
singing?
voices.
You're singing melody.
Yeah.
So here's another just tip for harmony. We are living in a society where direct eye contact means like fight or flight, but at the same time you cannot be afraid to look at him while he's singing if you're singing harmony. And if I was building the stack from the top, be like, I want to know how you're going to sing the melody. We're going to keep in mind that like you're from the Pacific Northwest, right? You're from Davenport, right? You're from Muscatine. All right. So we've got to shape if we watch Alex while he's singing lead, the animal self is going to kind of mimic that inflection. If we all watch him on the chorus, we can match that inflection. Like he's going to sing in a very specific way. There's no way around it. And we have to match, no matter where we grew up, we have to match those vowel sounds and the timing of the consonants. And that's where, when you hear a bluegrass band that does like the sister harmony or family harmony, it's like the reason that they sound good is just that. They have the same inflection, and that's like magic to people, you know, harmony, sorcery. So try the chorus kind of slow.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
And make eye contact with them. Which is weird on stage because we tend to stand in line. And that's where, you know that. But you can't get wrapped up in the, so you're gonna, how mountain girls can love. And then you're gonna do, yeah. I can see why you would wonder if you might lead in on that. It's an interest, but you gotta decide who's gonna do it.
Should we give it a shot?
Yeah.
We're doing banjo or bass?
We're doing the vocal,
And then when
acapella, and then we'll do the banjo for just that.
So you're gonna follow him, and that's the
Yep.
thing. It's like who's
Okay.
the leader and who's the follower. And we all change that role all the time, which leads to all these different textures.
And then like a break on the verse, and then you think going into the vocal verse right after that.
Yeah,
Or I guess we could just try this and
trial and error. I think that'll work.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dream boys, go back home, back to the girl you love. Treat her right, never wrong. How mountain girls can love.
Alright, that brought us, that was good. It was good. So everybody find their note before we ever come in, and I
Find
take
the
a
words.
chord
I
off the
was singing the
guitar.
wrong words.
So that he's like, that's okay, everybody's going along anyway. But and I would almost say, how mountain girls can, and give a kind of a,
1, 2, 3.
you could, yeah, why not? I think it's
that's what I
totally
was
fine, I'm good with
more
it.
expecting.
Yeah, I was anticipating a
Well,
little bit too much.
yeah, and it's weird to move from like vocal mind to instrument mind, but it's anything that's hard, if you pull it off, is happy making for the audience, because that's what nobody else does, right? It's like anything. Do what they don't expect.
You want to just try that again?
Yep.
Yeah. That one, right? 1, 2, 3. Get down, boys, go back home, back to the girl you love. Treat her right, never wrong. How mountain girls can love.
Yeah.
glad to go to the chorus.
That was so good. That was so good. It's just like
Maybe the chorus again.
Yeah, we could. We could do the chorus again,
It's
up
like-
to tempo with the
There's
instruments.
a couple notes that are, and they can be totally free. You don't have to count in the slow. Because you go, get down, boys. Which is the other thing you gotta know. Are you coming in on boys or are you coming in on get on? Because you guys both should do the same thing. Unless it's like a stair step harmony where
I think we all need to come in.
okay. So he's going, get down.
Get down, boys.
So that's wacky. So let's do the melody right there. Just by
Get down, boys.
get down, boys. Get down, boys. You, technically,
To match it.
you do have to.
Or I
because
don't have to do it.
You do because you're ending up on a unison if you don't. Because if one person is going down and one person is going up, and there's 3-part harmony, and there's only 3 notes in a chord, and you're ending up on a chord tone, now there's a double, right? There's a unison in there somewhere. So, get down,
boys. Go back, get down, boys. Go back home.
So you're gonna go, get down, boys.
Come
back home. And those are hard to pull off, but when people do it, that there's your Doyle Lawson's full thought right there, right? And then what's your first note?
Get down, boys.
Get down, boys. Get down, boys. And sometimes, if the triplet is a problem, you cut the triplet and just go, let him do it,
Right.
but hang, don't go up. Because he's not going up, he's going down.
Do you think for traditional stuff it's better to accentuate that fall or just slide it? You know what I mean?
You can always slide down. So think about what you are communicating. You're an animal in the forest. Think about what animals kind of do. This is, I mean, I talk about harmony almost like it's like bird language. So you can always do a triplet down and maintain your animal strength and prowess. It's when you're trying to reach a note that you're pulling up. And women do this a lot because they think like, no, this is what Allison does, or this is what Dolly does, or Rhonda, but this is not what Dolly Parton will start above the note and then come down to the note, rather than like, get down, boys. That communicates weirdly on a super subliminal level that I'm not a strong enough animal to reach the note. Get down, boys. So if you're gonna, if you're ever gonna swoop up, do it fat. Boys and boys is kind of that weird. You've heard
Feel
it. I
it
know you've
stretching,
heard. Yeah,
reaching for
you're
it.
just communicating like I don't quite have the breath support to get there, but I'm gonna try and do it anyway. Which is not the hit in the arm. Like we just total world domination. So you're gonna go get down, boys, and that's hard to match. Get down, boys, get down,
boys.
You can do that. You have choices. It's like how exact do you want the
Boys.
get down, boys will mask the triplet. And then you have to sing it the same way every time. If you want to have the precision of bluegrass harmony where it's like Doyle Lawson level, which it's been done already, so it could be argued. But I'm kind of like a Picasso mindset. Like Picasso was a great pencil sketch artist, and then he did Cubism to break all the rules. But it was like communicated in the abstract art that he made. He already knew what all the rules were, which is why everybody bought his. That's why he's so famous, right? It's like he's an innovator that knew all the rules. So you just kind of want to know. It's just a mindfulness exercise. How mindful can you be around it? Get down, boys, come back home.
Back to the girl you love. Treat her right. Never wrong. How mountain girls can love.
So he's doing it 2 different ways, which if you identify, then you can analyze it, figure it out. And if not, it's just, oh wow, there's a unison in there, which you might not even notice until you take it to the studio and you're like listening to the raw vocals, which is painful.
Right.
Less painful if you feel it all out. So knowing that. watch him try it, and let's take it from the beginning. Actually, we're getting in what we want to get in. Oh, thank you. Anyway, and so we're close to what we need, I think. But try it again. Try to match him. Try to come in right away, because that's a really important part. Really, when I'm building a harmony, I'm building the melody. I'm convincing the lead vocalist they have to sing it the same way every single time. If they're a person that doesn't do that by nature, they're not the lead vocalist. I go on to the next lead vocalist. I gotta have, whoever's singing lead gotta commit to the same thing every time in order for you to build your house on top of that, every moving platform. So there's a psychology to who sings lead in a band and who sings tenor is the person who can match him all the time, no matter what. And really, you should build your part next when you're rehearsing vocals. Commit to the melody. Listen to the way he does it. Sing the tenor part with him. You guys should be like you're cheese on a burger. You have a little bit of freedom in the baritone part. Right?
Well, he's the tenor.
Well, I'm singing a high baritone, really. I mean,
Oh,
Get down. That's your down. That's your right. He's the third note. You're the tenor. You're right. So you're singing low baritone. Yeah. What is your note?
baritone is my natural voice, though. That's what I'm talking about.
That sounds really high. You're high in the range, no doubt. Get down. So you're the low baritone. Get down. Get down.
And Max, if you want to sing that tenor part, I mean, you give it a try. Because I do feel more comfortable singing lower. I mean,
Once you learn it, it's hard to unlearn it.
yeah.
You'll be playing a show and you're like, oh, I'm singing the old part.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like in bands that I've worked in where we were trying to manufacture that very specific harmony, we build it the same way every single time, which